Hi, my name is Michelle Maidenberg, and I'm going to speak to you about what to do with all this Halloween candy. It is the holiday of candy, and we sometimes get caught up in the whole idea of having all of this candy for our kids. You know, we use certain verbiage such as it's junk food, such as this food is unhealthy or it's bad for you. We need to keep in mind that we really need to be conscientious about the verbiage we use, the way that our kids really integrate their thinking about what they put in their body is essential in terms of their self-esteem and self-confidence. So when they think eating bad food, that means they're bad for eating it, and it does create a cycle of shame and guilt. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. The other thing is really about the sport of Halloween and the sport of collecting all this candy. It typically is about the sport. It's not really about, again, accumulating, the type of candy, but how much candy they could accumulate, whether it's kind of competition against their friends, competition against their siblings, and we even had a little family meeting and talked about what was special about Halloween, and what my children actually said was it was really about being with friends. It was really, so much fun going from house to house and collecting all this candy and coming back and getting these large quantities. So, it's okay for them to eat the candy. Obviously we have to think about proportions and portion size. And we also have to let them know it's okay to eat any food as long as it's in moderation. So in terms of implementing this, again, portion control, or having an idea that they could be conscientious about how much food they're putting in their body, no matter what it is, really. What I do is I actually have snack bags, which these are 6.5 by 3 1/4, and they're actually called snack bags. The other bags tend to be larger, the sandwich bags, the quart-size bags, etc. So what I do is I put their names on the bags, and they'll each have 3 of them. I have a 14-year-old, 11-year-old, 8-year-old, and 6-year-old. My 14-year-old is kind of over this, but the other kids appreciate it. So we put 3 bags, so they can have 2 candies for 3 days. So, and they can pick whatever they want, because each of these tend to be, on the average about 200 calories or so. So they'll take whatever they want here, let's say Milk Duds and Starburst, and they'll put it away for those 3 days with their names on it, and they can have it in any order they want to. Interestingly enough, what ends up happening is after the first or second day, they tend to actually forget about it. It loses steam. And I can't even tell you how often I end up throwing it out in the garbage. One more thing to keep in mind, and parents ask me, is how do I implement this? My kids are, let's say, 10, 11 years old, and I don't know how I'm going to start implementing this now. Kids are actually pretty flexible. As long as you are including them in the process, then they're okay with that. So you expect that they're going to be more resistant than they actually are. The other thing to also keep in mind is, what to do with all this candy after Halloween. The thing to keep in mind is we really want to think about very creative ways to utilize all this candy. One thing that my children's school did, which I think is really teaching great values, is they decided that they're going to take all the candy and give it to the soldiers. People obviously who are fighting on behalf of the American public and citizens. That way it teaches them giving back, charity, being charitable, being thoughtful to others. And you could do that yourself if your school's actually doing that, or you could also advocate on behalf of the school so that they implement something like that as well. The other thing that we do is we have like a little kind of makeshift lemonade stand, so to speak. And what we do is we'll give, let's say, 2 candies or so, and we'll ask for a suggested donation of 25 cents to $1, and give that as well to charity. So I have a foundation called Through My Eyes, which is www.thrumyeyes.org, and we tend to donate the money, all the proceeds that we get from all the Halloween candy, towards our charity. And what's so wonderful about that is the sport of collecting, like I talked about, becomes the sport of giving back and of being charitable. So they really, while they're collecting all this candy, they have that in their minds, and they really understand that not only are they going to be accruing all this candy, which they'll be able to eat for a couple days, but they'll also be able to give back to those who are in need. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you enjoy your Halloween and that you really implement some healthy ways around Halloween candy. Thank you.